What's going on, everybody? You found Bottom Tier Collector, and I'm your host, the Bearded One. As always, thank you for liking, subscribing, and commenting on my content. Any support you give me in my channel is always much appreciated. I'd like to take some time to mention that here in the last couple of weeks or a month, I've recently eclipsed the subscriber count on my original YouTube account, known as the Bearded One. That's where my name comes from. That's why I use two names on this channel so that we can avoid confusion, because sometimes in the comic book community, if you see me in live chat, you'll see me commenting from my original account. I'll just forget to switch the accounts, and I'm like double subscribed to some people just as a way to add extra support. But that channel, if you are interested in the Bearded One, that channel is about craft beer. And I think I went to some local breweries, and there's even an educational video. It's a 100% beer nerd channel, all about beer. And recently, within the last year or so, due to trying not to drink so much alcohol and getting some of my weight down, which I'm not doing a great job of, I'll be honest, but I'm trying to get some of my weight down. I'm trying to drink. I basically live off water now. I rarely drink anything else anymore. So that channel's kind of, it's not dead, but it's just kind of inactive right now. And maybe when I move to my house, that hopefully I'm 4 weeks away, at least 4 weeks away from moving in. Hopefully when I get some new energy, get a better space to record in, maybe I'll resurrect that channel. But for now, it's just inactive, and I'm just bringing it up to say I wouldn't have eclipsed that subscriber count without you guys, the supporters, the viewers. I've been on YouTube for roughly 3-ish years now, if you include that channel, and I eclipsed that subscriber count from that other channel in about half the time, in about a year, a little over a year, I think. And again, it's all due to you guys out there. I've not done any giveaways. I've not done anything to push the subscriber count. I just hang out and interact with you guys in live chats and throw up some videos for whoever's interested, and it seemed to work. I'm almost at 50, and again, you guys have done all the legwork, because I've other than saying thank you for subscribing, I don't really ask people to subscribe. It is free, but you're not required to do any of it. Again, for the last time, thank you guys for all your support. So let's move into the topic. A lot of people, myself included, do haul videos where we talk about what we've brought into the PC, things we got offline or whatever. I thought it would be interesting and unique to do the opposite, do a Cull video, things I'm getting out of the collection. Now, I would like to preface, as of the time of recording this video, which is late May 2022, I am not a flipper or a dealer or an investor, or, well, I would say I'm a long-term investor. I may, as tastes change, maybe I fall out of love, I might sell a book for profit. But, however, that's not really the goal. That's not really what I do. I buy what I love. I love what I buy. And if I fall out of love with something, I just get rid of it. And I also try to be mindful of the space I have. I don't really want to overwhelm myself with a bunch of stuff I don't care about. That's how I experienced my first burnout phase. I took about a 2-year break from comics, especially new comic book day books, just because I was buying a lot of physical books I did not care about. And so that is why I practice culling my collection periodically. And it's not stuff that is a hard decision to get rid of. If it's a hard decision to get rid of, I'm not going to get rid of it. There are things in my collection that I'm kind of sitting on. I'm not buying anything new. I'm not completing those runs. I'm not continuing to purchase this character's books. But I'm not selling either, because I like the character. I'm just kind of waiting and seeing how I feel about that character. So this isn't a hard thing for me. I'm just trimming off the fat, as we call it. You know, if you're into barbecue, You see people trimming like the big fat deposits on meat in their videos. So that's really what I'm talking about. The things that are unappetizing, unedible, or things I moved on from, or things I'm even replacing. That's all that I'm doing. And total nostalgia, if you've watched the channel before, you've heard me talk about them before. They're doing this huge, cool thing. They're going to have what's called a yard sale, which I know people are familiar with yard sales, but it's a unique idea to me in the sense of what the store is doing. They're going to have, from what I've been told by my buddy who's setting up a booth, they're going to have 40 vendors setting up to sell their own merchandise. And I don't know if Total Nostalgia is taking a cut of the profits, or if this is just a fun way to get people outside and to the store. You know, I have no idea, but I think it's a really cool idea. I'm going to go. I might film, but I don't want to say too much. I don't want to make promises I can't keep, because I feel a little guilty about not filming inside of the Comic-Con recently that I said I was going to film at. And so that's where I'm taking this coal pile, is to that yard sale. It's going to be right in front of the store. And then, you know, when they open at 12, because I think the yard sale starts about 2 hours before the store opens. And then when the store opens, I'll take this coal list in there. And I'm just hoping for store credit. Really, the purpose of this, I'm making room in the collection for more stuff. That's really all it is. So I'm going to try to do some camera magic here. I'm going to snap, and hopefully you guys will be turned around into the coal pile. All right, here we are, guys. Literally on top of all my collection right now. But this is the coal pile. As you can see, Crisis on Infinite Earths is here on top. Not everything you see is in the coal pile, and I will direct you guys to the rest of the coal pile here in a little bit. But yeah, getting rid of Crisis on Infinite Earths trade paperback, RIP George Perez. And the only reason I'm getting rid of this is because I'm going to be upgrading it, if you will, air quotes, to the 25th anniversary hardcover edition. And then here recently, DC's come out with companions, hardcover companions to Crisis on Infinite Earths. And I would much rather have these companions and Crisis in hardcover collected for a nice display piece than just the trade, which is just like 8 issues. A fantastic story. Hoping it gives me some decent store credit value there. Next up, we have Final Crisis trade paperback. Again, this is another thing I'm getting rid of because I'm simply upgrading it. One of my honeypots, a website that I use to get good deals on omnibus, like the Fourth World omnibus you see right here, that I'm not getting rid of. I can get great deals on omnibus, so this website carries the 25th, I think it's the 25th anniversary edition omnibus with the entire story, not just the main issues. That's in the trade paperback. And I'd much rather have the omnibus than the trade paperback, because I get the entire story. Next up, we got Hitman 10,000 Bullets. I bought the wrong one. I guess you could say I'm upgrading this, but I'm going to be replacing it for sure. So conveniently, it is stacked on top of my Hitman trade paperback collection. And as you can see, there's a certain aesthetic here. And I know it's super anal retentive, but this is part of the late 90s printing paperbacks that DC came out with, and so the printing is off. These came out in 2012 and have an updated, slicker look. It looks more uniform. It looks more like a set. It's got more collectability for sure. And so I'm gonna be replacing Hitman 10,000 Bullets with the more recent printing. And then I'll just need this, and then volume 2, and then we'll have the set complete. And here's the last in this pile, not the cult. Well, actually, we got 2 more items after this. Superman vs. Lobo, book 2. Yeah, this fell. I fell. I don't want to say I fell victim. An LCS I had my pull list with. The owners struggled to get all their books in on time, and there was another store, for whatever reason this other store was with it. They always get all their books on time. Most of the things I'm looking for, besides super hipster, unknown indie books, they usually have them in stock. And so I was supporting the store because they were new, they were friendly, they were giving me things the other store that was with it didn't give me. And I just fell victim to going to that other store that always has everything in stock. And then, I don't know, a week or two later, came back and this was in my box after I'd already purchased it. I cannot stand buying multiple issues. So got to get rid of it. I don't do the multiple copy thing. I know a lot of you guys out there do, but that's just not for me. Next up in the Cull list, we got some video games here. Getting rid of Star Fox 64. Now, again, I just have a multiple of this, so I'm getting rid of the game that doesn't have the most medals on the planets. If you know, real quick, if you know anything about Star Fox 64, if you don't know anything about Star Fox 64, it is a rail shooter, as they call it, and you're inside of this vehicle the entire time. But if you get a medal on every single planet, you unlock a special multiplayer mode where you can walk around as two of the main characters. I can verify that's a real thing. I've played a friend's copy of this game where you could play as the multiple characters. I've never done it yet. That's one of my life goals, to unlock that multiplayer mode. And so getting rid of it simply because it's a multiple, and I'm keeping the one without the medals. Getting rid of this because, again, it's a multiple. I need to figure out which one's which. I have my favorite wrestler in the game. I've made him the tag team champion and the world heavyweight champion in this game. And I don't want to go back through those campaign modes just yet. So I need to figure out which one's which. And that's the one that'll be going. Great game to get started for kids. If you're into wrestling. My 4-year-old son loves it. It's really, the barrier to entry is great for this thing. He can move around and press B and beat the crap out of the AI as long as I keep it on a super easy difficulty. Next up, I'm going to move you guys over to the single issues I'm getting rid of. So this is the short box I keep my read pile in. Stuff that needs bagged, boarded, and relocated into the PC, and then stuff that needs to get out of the PC. So all this right here is my read pile. Yeah, it's stacking up, but I've made an agreement with my wife to hold off on buying new comic books, and then I'm trying to get adjusted to my new work schedule. So yeah, the read pile is pretty big, but bear with me, guys. It's going to get read down. And then there's stuff that needs to be relocated back into the PC. And then here are the books I want to get rid of. As you can see here, Venom #1. I'm getting rid of this because I thought the story was bad. I'm not the greatest Venom fan in the world. I much prefer Carnage. However, I do like Venom enough, and it was an attempt to get more Marvel books into my pull list at the time that I had a pull list. And I just didn't like it. I didn't like the Space Rangers thing. He was too nice. I don't like Venom in space. I don't care for that. So getting rid of it. Next up, we have Mr. Miracle #10. As you can see, I only paid $6 for it. It's a mid-grade. I don't care what I get for it. It's just going into a pile that I hope I get $50 for. And it's a duplicate, plain and simple. This is the, in my opinion, this is the more beat up grade comic that I'm getting rid of. My other Mr. Miracle 10 that is in its proper place, I hope is in better condition than this, but it was pretty close. Next up, we have Deathstroke 19. I bought this recently at the Huntsville Comic Con. Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo. I think I said it right for once. Just a duplicate. I didn't realize I had 2 Deathstroke 19s. Arguably the best cover in the entire run. Unfortunately, what's on the inside isn't as good. Justice League Canada, getting rid of this because, well, I bought this initially because I was following New 52 Lobo. And if my favorite, so my rule with covers and my purchasing decisions, if my favorite character is on a variant, I will have the variant. If my favorite character is not on the variant, I will only buy first print cover A. And I couldn't get my hands on first print cover A. This broke the rules. This is like cover C, cover D. Lobo is not on it. However, Lobo is in the book. New 52 Lobo at that. And I was reading the appearances as they were coming out, and I couldn't get my hands on a cover A, so I bought this. And here recently, I found a first print cover A in a dollar bin. Thank God I bought it for cheaper than cover. And so now I can cull this out of the collection. I don't want it anymore. It served its purpose. Next up, we got Wolverine 27. This is a duplicate. Here's another duplicate, X-Force 23. This one I'll speak on a little bit. This was kind of forced on me. This was in my box because the store owner thought I would enjoy this book, and I haven't even read it, and I just don't care. I read Extreme Carnage, and when I got to the Scream issue, I just decided I don't even like the character Scream at all. I just care about Carnage. So, getting rid of Scream. Never read it. Don't really care about it. Sorry, Scream fans, if you take offense to that. Next up, we got this Shit Show Shorts. I don't know if I'll be getting rid of this. I backed the Kickstarter. However, I don't think I'm going any farther. No offense to Adam Barnhart. I liked the idea of the story. That's why I backed the script book, the shorts. But I got the first 3 issues. I backed the catch-up tier, where he gave you the first 3 issues of Shit Show and just didn't care about it. This was another book that was placed in my box because the owner thought I would appreciate it. Never read it, didn't want it, but just a guilty purchase. I felt guilty for saying, nah, I don't want it. They were trying to be real nice and thoughtful. And yeah, getting rid of it. Don't care. I played Magic for a little bit, but it just doesn't interest me at all. And then here's those Shit Show Shorts. This is a 3-pack. I like the concept, but the art, I'm not too privy on the art. Don't really care about it. And the story was meh. It was okay. Got 2 issues of Venom 1. I pre-ordered this and got impatient. That same LCS was behind on their books, and put this in my box after I'd already purchased Venom 1, and I don't like the book, so getting rid of both copies. This is a duplicate. I'm getting rid of Crush and Lobo. This duplicate. This is another duplicate. A lot of these duplicates you see, again, are the same problem. My LCS at the time did not have the books in stock, so I went to the store that had them in stock. And then when I would come back weeks later to pick up my box at my LCS, they would have the books there. So, guilty buy, if you could say. I didn't want to say no. I believe in supporting small business. So I bought the duplicates, knowing they would be store credit fodder, just to support that store and give them my money. This was placed in my box. I know it's a reader copy. I have a Spawn 1. I don't care. I'm getting rid of it. I don't want this in my collection. I don't have a need for it. I don't want to stockpile a bunch of reader copies. They're just going to take up space. I'd rather just have 1 copy of every issue in my collection. Another duplicate. This was given to me for free. I actually spoke up this time. Same store, same LCS. Trying to be thoughtful and putting this in my box. I actually spoke up and said, I didn't put this in my box, didn't ask for it, you can put it back. And the owner said, no, you can have it for free. Thank you for doing business with us. And I just felt so guilty for how nice he was being that I took it. This was not a duplicate. I actually experimented like I did with Venom on Morbius. I wanted to get into the character. I liked the cover. I still like the cover. But the inside art is garbage. Utter garbage. The art took me out of the book completely. I'm sorry to Tom Riley or Ralph Macchio or Chris O'Halloran. I don't know who did the interior, but it's just painful to look at in a nice way. And I thought the story was crap. And don't care. I'm not interested in Morbius anymore. I'm not going to collect the character now. I'm not going to read him. This book was that bad. Just don't care. I'm getting rid of Scumbag because I thought I was going to get Image's version of my favorite character, Lobo. That's really what I thought Scumbag was going to be. However, it's not. I overhyped this book in my head. Scumbag is literally what the title says, Scumbag. Just a drug user, piece of crap, scumbag. He's an idiot. I was wanting somebody that would have made the book be called the badass, not the scumbag. I wanted somebody like Lobo, the Last Czarian, and instead I got some pathetic guy that looks like he rides motorcycles and can't even afford a motorcycle. Just not for me. I know a lot of people like Scumbag, but I just personally don't care for it at all. Nothing for me there. More Scumbag. Cool cover. I mean, if this was a good story, I would consider slabbing it, but the story is garbage. Well, garbage to me. It may not be garbage to you. Here's more duplicates of Rorschach. Great series. What am I saying here? If you're into Watchmen, give Rorschach a try if you ain't read it already. This was a mistake on my part. Bought a duplicate. More Scumbag, getting rid of that. This ended up being I really regret this. This is a $25 mistake. I was getting impatient on eBay. My phone was freezing and I didn't know if I had made the purchase, and I started fat fingering the buy it now button and bought it multiple times. So that was a $25 mistake. Same here, same purchase, same moment. Yeah, kicking myself for that. And then we have more duplicates. For some reason, I couldn't keep track of what I had. Duplicate. Yeah, so as you can see, most of what I'm getting rid of is duplicate issues. I just don't do the multiple copy thing. So yeah, that's what I'm getting rid of in the collection. As you can see, it's nothing of great value. I'm not secretly going on eBay and gonna make a money bag. I just want $50 store credit. If I get more, that's great. If I get less, that's fine. Just making room for more books that I care about and getting rid of stuff I don't care about. I do think that is important because, again, I think just hoarding books, for some people it works. I know it does, and some of you are fine with hoarding everything you got. But for me, if I don't care about it, it just doesn't have any value to me, and I'd rather just use it for store credit to get something I do care about. Get rid of stuff I don't care about, bring in stuff I do. It's all about being happy. It's all about buying what I love. It's all about, enjoying the hobby. And that's all for this video. I didn't know it was going to take 24 minutes and counting, so if you made it this far, thank you for watching my video. Hope you found it interesting. Maybe you guys took something from this video. Maybe you didn't. I don't know. But I thought it would be interesting to show you guys what I'm getting rid of in my collection. Until next time.